Hello, everybody. Welcome to Highway Hiking, and clearly we're not hiking today. We're in the kitchen. So this is not your typical place where you would see a highway hiking video, but it's raining outside and there's going to be some thunder and lightning later on. So what better time to be in the kitchen and doing some cooking? So I'm actually going to make one of my favorite breakfasts and snacks that I like to take with me on a hike or a backpacking trip. And that is granola. Super simple, and it's better to make it on your own. I try and stay away from processed foods as much as possible, and breakfast cereals are one of the worst when it comes to unhealthy processed foods. So let's start with what we're going to put into the granola. I start with real butter. This is about half a stick for the amount of granola that we're making. It's real organic butter from grass-fed cows. So I try and stick with the organic stuff. Some Justin's almond butter. Bob's Red Mill gluten-free oats. I'm gluten-free, so you can use any oats that you want to use. You don't necessarily have to use gluten-free oats. In addition to the almond butter, I'm going to add almonds. I like sliced almonds in my granola, but you can put whole almonds, blanched almonds, sliced almonds, chopped almonds, whatever kind of almonds you want to put in there. It makes it good. Some chopped pecans. Pumpkin seeds, some chopped dates. For the end, and we're not going to put it in right away, but some dried blueberries. And you really have to shop around for these. They're out there. These are wild blueberries that are dried. Look for the organic ones, because the inorganic ones, they put all sorts of preservatives in them. So if you can find them that are organic, it's probably a better way to go. I also add a little bit of cinnamon and just a touch of salt. Oh, and one thing I almost forgot is the maple syrup. Got to add some sweetness in there. So I use maple syrup. It's, to me, better than sugar. I know it's still sugar. It's still, sweet. But I like maple syrup, and you do have to shop around for maple syrup as well, because there's a lot of fake stuff out there. Make sure you're getting organic, pure maple syrup. Okay, so let's start putting this together. Okay, one thing that I'm going to do is turn on my oven to 250. Okay, and I have a pan here. I didn't mention that. Just a 2-quart pan. And I have a cookie sheet with some parchment paper on top. So let's start with turning on the heat on this pan. Just going to throw that butter in there and let that start to melt. And I'm going to turn that heat down a little bit. It doesn't need to be that hot. We're really just melting the butter and incorporating the almond butter at this point. So I'm going to get some of the almond butter in there. I just stirred it a little bit. Spoon some of this yummy almond butter in here. Okay, so we just want to mix that up. Just mix it up until it's smooth. And it's at this point I'm going to add some maple syrup. And I don't measure anything. I'll kind of put the recipe in the description, and I'll do my best estimate of measurements. But I kind of eye everything. just going to put a dash of salt, not too much. And the type of salt that I used is pink Himalayan salt, if that matters to you. Okay, now this is all melted and warm. I don't need the fire on this anymore. So I went ahead and turned the stove off, and I'm just going to add some cinnamon, maybe 2 teaspoons. And we're going to start putting these rolled oats in here. And again, I don't measure, I just kind of eye it, but it's around 3 cups of oats. Should be enough. And if you have to add more liquid or butter or almond butter, you can. Now it's going to be pretty thick. So I'm going to add the nuts and the dates. Stir this all up. Whoop. Try not to spill it over into the stove. So I'm going to stir this all up. And once I'm done stirring this, I'm going to put it onto the parchment paper. So I'm going to get this stirred up and I'll be right back. Okay, all this granola is stirred up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump it onto the parchment paper. Spread it out. All right, so that's pretty spread out on there. Doesn't that look amazing? And that is a lot of granola. So let's get this into the oven. So I got that in the oven. The oven is set at 250, no more than that. And I'm going to put the timer on initially for about 30 minutes. Gonna let that heat for about 30 minutes, take it out, stir it, and then put it back in. So I'll be right back in about 30 minutes. Okay, I think it's about that time. We're gonna pull this out for the first time. This is after the first 30 minutes. Look how yummy that looks. Wish you could smell how good this smells. So I'm just going to stir this. It is starting to get dry. We don't want it too overly brown, but what I'm going to do is add these blueberries now. Okay, let's take this out. See how it looks. I took it out at 15 minutes and there was still a little bit of moisture in here. So I put it back in for about 5 more minutes. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it feels perfect. You can tell when it's dry enough just by the way it feels when you stir it. It's still warm, but I'm going to take a little piece right here and give it a taste. That is so good. I'll see you next time. Hopefully next time it'll be outside on the trail and it won't be raining. We won't be stuck in the house. All right. Have a great day.